Hello everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another review. So again, continuing with the long list of Christmas items, we're going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Dominion Massive Action Siamosaurus. So this is the last dinosaur of the Massive Action size range. So this is the last one. And it's a very interesting one. Obviously, it's a spinosaur, you can tell, but this one has some very unique and interesting features that I can't wait to go over. So yes, it's nice to get another spinosaur. Here's a brief look at the packaging, or the front look of the packaging, which is the classic Dominion packaging here. Shows you the action features and the name of the dinosaur. And here is the back of the packaging that shows you the look of the figure. Says that you can push down or move its tail for total thrashing action, which again moves the head. Then it has a chomping feature, and it shows you some FAQ information, all the logos, and the Ankylosaurus, which is also available, which I also reviewed, so take a look at that if you haven't. But that's really it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and take this figure out because I'm very interested in this new and very strange Spinosaurid. Alright, so here we have the Siamosaurus out of the box. This is a very nice figure, as I said before. Again, also it's very interesting, not only because of the species, but just the way Mattel designed or sculpted this figure, and we'll get into that plenty throughout the video. But overall, taking a look at this figure as a whole, you can definitely tell it is a Spinosaur because of the elongated crocodilian-like snout and the sail, and also the slight fin structure on the end of the tail, which I really love that Mattel's been doing that with some of their more recent Spinosaurs to kind of keep it up to date with that new discovery on Spinosaurus. That was back in 2020, I believe. So it's really nice that they're getting these little fin things on the back of their tail, and actually looking at the process behind them making this during the what was it, the some sort of Jurassic event down at Universal. But they look like they took a lot of inspiration from crocodilians for like the scale work, and then the basilisk, which is a type of lizard, that they used that as a reference for the sail on the tail and on the back. So taking a look at this figure, very nice, very well done. It is on all fours, kind of almost like giving us a callback to when Spinosaurus was thought to be a quadruped, you know, walking on all fours instead of on two legs. So that's kind of very interesting there. But yeah, let's take a look at the sculpt here at the head. Very nice head sculpt with lots of nice scale detail throughout. Just very nice. And you got some larger ones here by the side of the face here. The skull is nicely sculpted, and much like the Ankylosaurus, I can't find where the nostril is supposed to be. That might be it right there within that little fenestra area. So it's very interesting that they put it there instead of like here where it probably should be. So that's very interesting. Then we got more scale work here on the tip of the snout, so much larger ones there, and more finer ones on the jaw here, and on the other side some more wrinkles. So looking very nice. The teeth are nicely sculpted, with some going past the eye, which is very interesting. And you got a nice little skin flap here that's nicely sculpted, and the tongue nicely sculpted as well. Same with the roof of the mouth, just some line work going on. But yeah, this thing is very decked out in detail. Oh yeah, you can see it. Yeah, that's definitely the nostril. So very interesting they put it there. The eye is nicely sculpted in, very crocodilian-like. And moving on to the neck, we've got some more scales going on here, with some larger ones showing up here and there, and a start of a sail going on. So kind of the way these larger osteoderms are spread out really remind me of that of crocodiles. Here on the bottom, it's a lot more smoother, wrinkly texture with a little bit of a sail dewlap structure there on the end. But yeah, that looks really nice. And moving on to this part right here, some more large bumps and some smaller scales. And here on the arm, very muscular, with some nice ridges on the back here, very common in crocodilians. today. And then we got some very nice crocodilian-like scales, like the way they're displayed here. And then here in the arm or in the hand area, we got nice scoots on the arms there, or the hands, and some nice sculpt work right here. You can definitely see the fingers are webbed, so very crocodilian-like there. I'm not sure if Spinosaurus really had that in real life, but it's a nice creative decision. And here on the bottom, really nice scale work all throughout with some large osteoderm bumps here and there spread out the entire body. Even got some faded ones up here and some more cool arrangements down there. And then getting toward the bottom, you got a very nice crocodilian-like belly with the way these scoots are displayed. And it looks really nice. Very crocodilian-like, like I said. So yeah, very nice. And it's a nice little transition from small to larger scales. And these crocodilian-like scale pattern ends right here, kind of towards where like the cloaca would be. And then it continues with this nice, finer, smaller scale detail with some more of these bumps continuing all the way down to the tail in random places. Little bit of a sail showing off here, and then more of a bigger one here at the bottom, which looks really nice, like little fish-like spines. It looks really nice. And here, taking a look at the sail. Sail is very small when compared to the dinosaur, so probably not good in terms of proportions, but it is very nice looking overall with the line and these little ridges coming out of the vertebrae back here. So it looks really nice. Here on the back legs, really large bumps and osteoderms scales going on right here. So very feels very nice, but there's a lot of them right there. Then it continues on with this crocodilian-like patterning going on there all throughout the entire leg and feet, with some nice ridges popping out here and there, along with the feet. And the feet are nicely sculpted with some nice webbing between the toes. So yeah, this dinosaur is very decked out in detail, and you can definitely tell it's a Spinosaur, though it's very interesting how they still have it in a four-legged pose instead of two-legged. Now to get to the very interesting part of this, and first of all, again, I don't know how accurate this dinosaur is. There's not a lot of fossils found of this dinosaur, so it's one of those dinosaurs where it's like it's not known a lot, or there's not a lot known about it, so I can't say how accurate this thing is, but I guess it is a Spinosaur, but I'll have to take a closer look at it. But yeah, it looks really nice. But to get to the weirder part, the feet have 4 toes and the hands have 4 fingers. That is not accurate to a normal theropod, especially a normal generic Spinosaur, where they only have 3 toes touching the floor, and the 4th, the dew claw, is hanging on the side. And this time they decided to almost like bring it down to the floor, which is very interesting. And here on the hands, they give it 4 fingers instead of 3, which it should have been. So it should have been just like these 3. So very interesting that they give it an extra digit on each. That makes it very more crocodilian-like, and actually if they just got rid of the sail and changed the skull a little bit and reduced the size, this would make for a perfect Mattel Caprasuchus, which is a 4-legged or long-legged slighted crocodilian that lived in Africa during the Cretaceous, the wild boar croc. So this would have been a nice addition if that's what it was, but that's probably my only gripe with this figure, is just the extra digits on the feet and the hands. So that's not incredibly accurate. At this point, they just gave a crocodile a sail. So that's basically all they did. Here's the scan code right here. So it's interesting, it's on the side instead of using the sail, much like the Ankylosaurus. Articulation-wise, it's only in the arms and legs. The arms can pivot in and out, and they can rotate 360, so a really nice range of movement there. And then the legs can move pretty much 360, and then they can pivot in and out a little bit, and then the ankles can also swivel, so that's very nice as well. And that's basically it for articulation. Everything else is tied to the action feature, which these massive biters, I think that's what they're called. No, massive action, that's what these are called. I get so confused with all these different names. But you got a button right here that if you press it, it controls the jaw. So nice chomping action. And then the tail here, you can just move side to side to give it like a thrashing movement. and you can move it up and down for a nice looking up and down movement. So kind of very similar to Primal Attack back in the day. So it's very nice action feature there. Paint job, I really like the paint job. Nice Spinosaur aquatic like paint job. Nice colors used for like the red on the face, and it doesn't come back to the sail. A little bit of blue showing up on the sail to give it more of a vibrant look to it. And we got this like this orangish yellowish color for the bottom part of the jaw, and it continues down to the neck. Would have been nice for it to continue down throughout the entire body, and would have been nice to see this orange show up on the part of the sail here on the neck and on the tail, so that would have made it pop a little bit more. The teeth are nicely sculpted in a nice cream color, and the inside of the mouth is like a nice fleshy color, very similar to this red used, or orange, whatever you call it. And then the eyes are nicely painted with a yellow and a crocodilian like slit, so really nice. And then a dark blue color for the rest of the body, which looks really good and actually brings out a lot of the details very nicely. And then another thing, like most of Mattel's figures, they have a marbling effect, so we get like this lightish, I think white plastic color or a light blue mixed in. A lot of people don't like this version, the way the marbling effect is on this dinosaur, but I kind of like it. Kind of reminds me of the glimmering effect that you see underwater when you see the sun shining through the water's surface and it's glimmering on the floor. That's what it reminds me of, so very fitting for a water animal. But yeah, I personally like it. I don't see anything wrong with it. Besides, sometimes you can really notice it. I mean, you can notice it here, but I think it makes the detail on this dinosaur very fitting. So for size comparisons here, we'll start off with the human. Here we got a mercenary. So I think it's a very reasonable size. I don't know how big Siamosaurus really was, but I think this works very well. And to compare this with other Spinosaurs, here we have the Baryonyx, the very first one that Mattel released. So very nicely paired up there. Second, we have the Irritator, which looks really nice, and I'm really looking forward to the new one coming out this year. And here it is compared to the Suchomimus, which I have it in a reared up position, but it's definitely lower than that, but they're basically around the same size. They're actually part of the same size range, so they're very similar. And then last but not least, here we have it compared to the Spinosaurus, which is the biggest Spinosaur of them all. And obviously this is the Jurassic Park version, so it's obviously going to be huge. And they scale up very nicely. As you can see, they are very similar in terms of the sails on their back. And obviously one's biped and one's quadruped, so very cool seeing them together. So here we have all the Spinosaurs that Mattel has produced all together in one shot to compare next to the Siamosaurus. As I said before, Spinosaurus, Suchomimus, Siamosaurus, Baryonyx, and Irritator. I have yet to get the Ichthyovenator, so hopefully I'll find that one soon, but like I said, these are all the ones that I currently have, and they all look very nicely together. Mattel is really good at making sure each member of the family is very unique and different. Here's the Siamosaurus compared to the other massive action dinosaurs of the Dominion toy line. So I finally have them all. The Ampelosaurus, Yangchuanosaurus, and obviously the Siamosaurus, and the Quetzalcoatlus. And here I put in a little figure to kind of show in the comparisons. Note the Quetzalcoatlus is probably not accurate to scale, but all the other ones are. But here's a nice little comparison of just all the figures of that lineup, and they look really nice. So everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I really love this figure. It's a nice addition to the Spinosaur family and also to the Mattel lineup. It's a very interesting species, again, I never heard of. So that's a plus right there. And this is a very interesting and unique design choice for a Spinosaur. But yeah, I think it looks really nice overall. Love the colors, the detail, and the action features. The only thing I don't like is the addition of an extra digit on the hands and feet, and probably would have been better if it was in a standing pose instead of a all fours pose, but you know, that's just me. But overall, it's a really nice figure. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And please let me know what Spinosaur is your favorite. And yeah, and I'll see you guys again for the next review. Take care.